On behalf of the Human Relations Commission, the City Council, and City Manager Van Beek, we welcome you to the 2022 Social Justice Awards. For 24 years, the Human Relations Commission has been awarding social justice awards in the categories of community government relations, housing, employment, education, and healthcare. We also, every so often, do a Lifetime Achievement Award. We do these to honor the work of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We always do it in January, the Wednesday after Martin Luther King Day. We want to honor the work and his life and what the community service, the service that he did for our nation, for many, many communities in our country. So there are many great individuals and organizations in the city of Holland, in Ottawa County in general, as many of you well know. They're committed to serving others. And these individuals that are being recognized today do outstanding work to promote diversity, equity, and inclusion. We recognize that this is very important in our community. Whether you're a business or government, this work is important. And we recognize that these organizations are working to build a community of belonging where all individuals are able to receive the services and opportunities that they provide. So a trait of many of these being honored today demonstrate that commitment and the life work of Dr. Martin Luther King. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the Human Relations Commission. So their role is to cultivate a place where all residents are honored and empowered to become engaged members of the community, unhindered by bias, misunderstanding, and conflict. In short, a place where all have opportunity and access to government services, moreover, a place where all belong. So I'd like to introduce our first Holland Youth Advisory Council member. He'll be doing the first Social Justice Award for the youth, for a special youth in our community. Abraham Hernandez, are you here?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Abraham Hernandez, and I am the Core Council Vice Chair of the Holland Youth Advisory Council, also known as HYAC. Every year, we have the distinct privilege of selecting a high school student in the area to receive the Social Youth Justice Award, an award that recognizes a teenager's commitment to improving our community and making it a better place to call home. This year's recipient is an advocate for bilingual tutoring and for calling out racism and homophobia. She helped found a bilingual tutoring program to assist students who struggle with the English language at the North Branch of Herrick Library. Being tutored in their native tongue helps ESL students to learn quicker and achieve more. David Blecourt, counselor at Holland Christian, described in his nomination that she also stood up at a fellow boat racing competitors in addressing their racism and homophobic comments to the other teams during a sporting event. An investigation ensued, and her actions led to a new policy to further prevent that. Her dedication to the social justice and equal opportunity and access for all citizens makes her the perfect recipient for this award. Her acts of courage inspired Core Council to name Greta Trevor the Social Youth Justice Award winner for 2022. take a picture?
Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate this.
I would like to now introduce Rebecca Skippers.
Thank you. My name is Rebecca Skipper, and I am a member of the Human Relations Commission. And as many of you know, one of the primary parts of our commission is to look at the issues of housing. And we know that housing is a large issue across our country, but in the city of Holland, we know that affordable housing is primarily a concern. And so today, we are really excited to present the Social Justice Award for Housing to Heights of Hope. Heights of Hope is a community development organization that focuses on the Holland Heights neighborhood of Holland, specifically the Stratford Way and Abbey Court neighborhoods. These neighborhoods are home to an extremely diverse population with a variety of talents, strengths, challenges, and needs. Heights of Hope is dedicated to the mission of affordable housing, recognizing that rent increases have a dramatic impact on nearly every aspect of a resident's life, including food security. With this mission in mind, Heights of Hope recently bought a 6-plex apartment building on Abbey Court, providing 6 safe and affordable living units that are not at risk for the rent fluctuations that can put renters at risk of affordability. Heights of Hope believes strongly in creating community amongst all neighbors, no matter age, race, gender, ethnicity, or income. And we are thankful for their partnership in making the City of Holland a great place for all to live. I would like to invite Pam King, their director, forward to accept this award on behalf of the Human Relations Commission. So we would like to present the Social Justice Award for Housing to Heights of Hope.
Today, want to thank you for this, and also to acknowledge that our goal is asset-based community development. And when we think about the assets of individuals, I could go on all day about the awesome people who live in our neighborhood, but also the asset used to be that it was an affordable place to live. And as we've seen that skyrocket, our initial mission wasn't to become landlords and to do this, but seeing that need, and we thought, is this what we're supposed to do? And when we crunched the numbers this spring as places were being listed for sale, the numbers didn't work. But then we realized the assets all around in our community, and so many people came together, whether it was individuals and corporations and institutions and churches and the Holland Zealand Community Foundation, all coming together to help us make this a reality. And so while I say thank you, we didn't really do much except get to embrace the wonderful people in our neighborhood and to see the ways that the community can come together. And we also think this is a huge problem. And when they said that we won this, I'm like, it is a 6-plex. Like that's all we did. And felt kind of funny and weird about this. And yet I also am like, but you know what? This was the thing that we could do. And we stepped into it, and if this can inspire all of us to do that thing, and whether it's you alone or whether it's to get together with other people and the power that can happen when you collaborate, then with that in mind, we say thank you.
And now we can see why, we're just so thankful for the work that they're doing, and also the amazing leadership that has been shown by all of you. And words for us to live by, right? Just take the next right step forward in doing what we can do. I'd like to invite now Tori Farian forward to present the next award.
So I just first want to apologize to everyone present, especially Henry and Lindsay, because I am an absolutely horrible public speaker. That being said, I was beyond excited when Esther said I got to present this one. So I wrote my speech, typed it even, and I sincerely hope I'm able to convey, because I am beyond nervous. Okay. So, for those unfamiliar with the IM Academy, their official description is an organization aimed to help dismantle the school-to-prison pipeline systems within educational institutions through mentorships with students and community partnerships. By partnering with area schools, IM Academy empowers African American adolescents and young adults to achieve their full potential by centering their identity, cultivating relationships, supporting educational success, providing college experiences, and facilitating job readiness, ultimately changing the narrative and trajectory of their community. But this is literally just the tip of the iceberg, and it's ever expanding for them. As one that grew up in the Holland area, as a product of Holland Public Schools, and as a child living in poverty, I can sadly say I never felt like I belonged here. I left at 18 as fast as my little Geo Metro could carry me, thankful that I found a way out. I stayed away for 25 years, and although it was my husband's choice we moved back, he wasn't from here and didn't understand why I didn't want to come back. I am here to tell you that I see a much different Holland than the one I left. This Holland, I'm so proud to be a resident of, and I am beyond thankful to people like Henry and Lindsay for seeing the need in this city and doing all that they have done to be the change that they saw was needed. The community of Holland has changed immensely since Henry and I walked the halls of Holland High School. Not only were there hardly any African American students among our population, but sadly there was also incredibly little support for these students, and they're the ones that needed it the most. Through my own work in Holland High School, I've personally been able to see the impact that IM Academy continues to make. I now see an incredibly diverse student body and the very necessary support for these students. And that has allowed them to make successful changes every day. The best part of these changes is that it's only the beginning for them and for the IM Academy. IM continues to set their sights higher and even further out. They aim to make meaningful and lasting impacts in every single student. From elementary to high school on up, they reach the students that need it most in almost every facet of their educational journey. Just some of what they offer: dedicated life coaches and mentors, weekly and or monthly check-ins, meetings for all students, college visits, visits to local businesses, book studies, STEM activities, reading partnerships, and in addition, IM Academy is incredibly active in our community. This gives students the opportunity to see their community come out and support them. This past year, IM Academy held a Juneteenth celebration, and this initiative allowed Holland to show our students how much support is available to them through collaborations of organizations and a large number of community businesses. IM also let the students themselves share this recognition. They got to dance, they got to be recognized for graduation, they got to participate in a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, as well as all of the fun that the Juneteenth celebration brought to them. This past Monday, IM Academy held the Martin Luther King Jr. Day celebration at the Civic Center. This allowed students the ability not only to celebrate someone who ultimately gave his life for Black Americans to have a better future, it gave the students themselves a spotlight, allowing them to further their cause in their own personal development. They shared essays, artwork, interviewed a panel of African American professionals, and shared their own spoken word. The most amazing part of IM Academy is how much it's done in such a short amount of time. Henry and Lindsay started IM Academy in 2020. They've already become the go-to for students and faculty alike. And they have been able to find a positive way for our students. The best part of giving them this award is the fact that I know they're going to use it as a springboard to do even more. They're always striving to find new and impactful ways to give more depth to our children, and I couldn't be more proud as a community member, as a school employee, and as a lover of the students that this community has among them. So this is for IM Academy. Henry and Lindsay, come on up. Thank you. And thank you both for all of your work. So,
that was quick. Well, first off, thank you for the award. Thank you for the nominee, Mr. Hamilton. He's actually come out and been a part of some of the work. So if you want to find out other ways to be involved, you can come out there. As a Holland kid, you know, I grew up here. I graduated here in '96. And like Tori shared with you, there was a lack of resources. We had one person that we could point to. That was Eric Gray. Outside of that, we had no options, no one else that looked like us coming into those spaces. So for me, it was my duty to be able to bring this back to Holland, to be able to give it back to our kids, so that same experience wouldn't be had by them. So they would have different options. They would be able to see themselves outside of what they see on TV. They would see it live and in color. So we thank you for the opportunity to be here and continue to find other partnerships and continue the work. Thank you.
It's my pleasure to introduce Catherine Ristola-Bass for our next award.
Good evening. I'm Catherine Ristola-Bass. I'm on the Human Relations Commission, and I'm privileged tonight to give this award in healthcare to the Miles of Smiles bus of the Ottawa County Public Health Department's Oral Health Promotion Program. Well, I saw the Miles of Smiles bus regularly at my kids at Holland Public Schools when they were younger, intermittently. I didn't really fully grasp what it is. I became fully aware of the program in the last few years as I've worked with refugee families, that these children never had access to dental care ever before in their lives until they got to the Miles of Smiles bus. The team took excellent care of my kids, right? And they also care for many others in our county that need dental work, because some of these families don't have the resources, financial, time, or transportation to get regular dental care for their kids. It's great that all of our kids can get quality care right at school so that they don't miss a school day and that their families can depend on good and safe care without having to leave from work that day. Dental services for children are made possible by a volunteer network of more than 100 dentists, hygienists, and Grand Rapids Community College dental hygiene students. Miles of Smiles has received several commendations for its innovative approach to address major health problems and increase access to direct patient care for qualifying Ottawa County children. The mobile unit provides on-site preventive and restorative dental services for financially qualified uninsured and Medicaid-insured Ottawa County residents. Services are provided at schools, at Head Start centers, at Ottawa County Department of Public Health clinics, migrant camps, and sites for dentally underserved children and adults. The 40-foot mobile unit, big, beautiful bus, is equipped with a waiting area, a lab, 2 operatories, a digital x-ray, and a wheelchair lift, because they really believe in access for all, right? Funding for the program is provided by state grants and foundations, local foundations, donations, and county support. The oral health programs and the Oral Health Promotion Program's legislative involvement has assisted in securing continued funding for Ottawa County dental programs. Statewide involvement in legislative efforts has successfully impacted legislation, resulting in an expansion of dental services to at-risk, underserved populations. The Oral Health Program also assists in the creation of the Michigan Oral Health Coalition and participated in the development of the Strategic Plan for Oral Health in Michigan. The Oral Health Promotion Program staff also holds leadership positions within the Michigan Public Health Association. I nominated the public health professionals that manage this program and all of those that volunteer their many hours, their valuable time and skills to care for the least fortunate in our community of Holland, because they are deserving of this award as a reminder of our gratitude and praise for their good and important work. So I welcome Andrea Whitaker from Ottawa County Public Health and her team, and we're just so grateful they're there.
Thank you so much. I am honored to accept this prestigious award for the Ottawa County Department of Public Health Miles of Smiles program. As it was mentioned, Miles of Smiles treats and prevents dental decay, which continues to be the most common chronic childhood disease. In its 27 years of service, Miles of Smiles has had over 37,000 patient encounters, provided 22,000 fillings, 21,000 sealants, and has had an average reduction in dental disease of 37%. This program would not be possible without the Miles of Smiles team, past and present, our dedicated volunteers of dentists, hygienists, Grand Rapids Community College students. It would also not be possible with the support of the schools, our county administration, and our partnerships within the community. We are thrilled to have this award and look forward to many more years of service.
I now invite Robert Hamilton up for the next award.
Before I get started with my award, I would like to thank you, Mr. Mayor, and council members for continuing in these times to support the Social Justice Awards for the City of Holland and for allowing me to sit on the Human Relations Commission and appear before you today to present one of those awards. Thank you very much. Public defenders are on the forefront of our criminal justice system. Arguably, they are the first original champions of social justice, serving indigent defendants and people of color, all of whom are disproportionately represented in our criminal justice system. Although the right to counsel is enshrined in the United States Constitution, public defenders are generally underappreciated, misunderstood, and often maligned. In 1963, in a United States Supreme Court case, Gideon v. Wainwright, the U.S. Supreme Court held that all states must provide competent and qualified public defenders for all indigent adults charged with crimes. At that time, Ottawa County created a system of public defenders that provided defendants with excellent public representation, importantly by fairly compensating the public defenders who were providing those services. Don Hann, David Canal, Joe Leggett's, Jim Piper, my friends, my mentors were the first public defenders in Ottawa County, who set the standard for public defenders, standard of excellence. In October of 2018, Ottawa County established the Office of the Public Defender. The establishment of this office within county government allowed defense services in this county and in this city to elevate from excellent to exceptional, and enabled the office to provide services that were not previously available to the community we served. Appropriate for this week, establishment of this office by Ottawa County allowed the hiring of the first 2 Black attorneys to practice law in Ottawa County full-time. Their names are Brandon Bartholomew and Mercedes Watts. Additionally, in 2022, for the first time in Ottawa County history, the Office of the Public Defender hosted 2 free expungement clinics and assisted more than 160 individuals to expunge their criminal records and to have their convictions set aside. These convictions, for those of you who are aware, and especially for those of you who are not aware, are huge barriers to employment, huge barriers to licensing, to the people who perhaps need those jobs and those licenses the most. I recall one young woman, young by my standards anyways, who with teary eyes expressed her gratitude of what an expungement of a 10-year-old drunk driving conviction would do for her. It would allow her to achieve a license from the state of Michigan that would allow her to pursue a career in cosmetology. It would allow her to achieve her full potential. And perhaps more importantly to all of us, it would allow her to become a productive member of our community. I get a little emotional because I was a public defender for many years, so this is sweet to me. So tonight, it's my honor and privilege to present the 2022 City of Holland Social Justice Award in the field of government community relations to the Ottawa County Office of the Public Defender for providing exceptional legal services to the individuals and communities they are serving, and an office that tries to reflect back to our communities of color a system that represents them. I would ask Nicole Dirks. Nicole is the Ottawa County Public Defender, and Nicole, am so touched, proud, privileged, honored to present to you the award for the Social Justice Award in the field of government and community relations. And then I'm going to go cry.
Well, I'm going to stay here and cry while Bob steps away to cry. I would love to thank all of our criminal justice partners that we get to work with every day. These expungement clinics especially took a lot of partnership with our teammates, many volunteers, with our courts, our wonderful county administration, and all of that support that we have for our office is greatly appreciated. But who I'd like to thank most is our clients. It is our privilege and honor to serve them each day. We are given so much by them. They overcome so many challenges and teach us so much about how to live our lives better, and it truly is a privilege to do this work each day. I am sorry, I'm so emotional about it. I'm so grateful for Bob and his support. Bob was our first public defender, and upon his retirement, I was promoted to public defender, and it truly is just a privilege to accept this on behalf of our department. I have many wonderful colleagues who are here today, and I love them enough not to make them come up here. But thank you on all of the Office of the Public Defender's behalf. Thank you.
Sorry, I got a little choked up there. I would now like to turn the floor over to Michelle Slicker to present the Lifetime Achievement Award.
I don't know quite how to follow that up, but I really appreciate the people that I work with. You can tell that we are passionate about what we believe and what we do, and I think that clearly comes through this evening. I would like to present the Lifetime Achievement Award to Ann Weller. Would you mind joining me? stand right up here beside me. There you go. Anne graduated. Come right up here. Don't be shy. Anne graduated from Michigan State University with a BA in journalism and has been utilizing her skills in education ever since. In fact, just today, I called Anne and I said, I need some help. I needed to clarify some things, and she said, why don't you send me over your speech and I'll give it a quick look. So she was able to do that for me, and thank you.
And it was great to start with.
In 1992, after leaving her work with the Michigan State Housing Development Authority as a communications director, Anne established and still operates her own freelance business of editing and proofreading. Moving to Holland in 1996, she met people through the local Baha'i group who valued diversity and inclusion. In 1999, with several of these like-minded people, she helped found what became the Alliance for Cultural and Ethnic Harmony, or ACEH. As a volunteer, she currently writes a weekly email showcasing area diversity and multicultural events, community opportunities, anti-racism resources, and job openings that is circulated to some 1,400 email addresses. And I would encourage all of you, if you don't currently subscribe, to go to the website and subscribe to that newsletter. It's full of great information. A little background about the Alliance for Cultural and Ethnic Harmony helps give context about the talented individual who is Anne Weller. The ACEH was founded to work for justice, equal opportunity, appreciation for diversity, and cross-cultural understanding. It is a grassroots, volunteer organization open to anyone who wishes to create a community where everyone is welcomed and respected. At First United Methodist Church, she is a member of the Peace with Justice group and the anti-racism team, and she's a strong supporter of other justice organizations here in Holland. Anne's work in the community aligns perfectly with the purpose of the City of Holland's Human Relations Commission, as she promotes diversity, equity, and inclusion in an active collaboration with others, creating a community where we all belong. Her commitment to equity, peace, and justice has helped protect those in historically marginalized communities, and we are so very grateful for her work and dedication. Congratulations, Anne.
Thank you. Now I'm gonna cry. Thank you. Thank you very much, and especially on behalf of the Alliance for Cultural and Ethnic Harmony and also the people from First United Methodist Church. There are some people here who were also founders of the Alliance, Ben Lim, Herb Weller, and there are many people in here who are part of the Alliance. So if you would just raise your hand, if you've been a member, an officer, that would, yeah, great, thank you. I grew up in the South when everything was segregated, legally, in practice, everything, every single thing. And even as a kid, I knew this is not the way to live. This is not good. And so, through my life, before I moved here and since I moved here, if there are issues of peace and justice, if there are issues of gender equality, if there are issues of who can belong and who can't belong, I will never be a bystander. Thank you.
So that is the last of the Social Justice Awards. I would like to invite you for a small reception here in the atrium outside. Our city council meeting will begin, so I would ask for everyone who's not here for the city council meeting and wants to participate in the reception, please go out as soon as possible so our city council can do their business.
And congratulations to all of the award winners, and you're all invited to stay for the council meeting. But I don't think we can compete with a reception, so.